knows about this basic fundamental that percentage is all about with respect to 100. So whenever you compare something with respect to 100, we are talking about the percentage. Similarly, in the fraction, as I said, it is a quick revision to all of you. Fraction is whenever you are comparing things with respect to 1. If someone has got 1/2 marks, I'll say in percentage it is 50. If it is 1/3, it is 33.33. All of you know about this thing. So the first question is that there are two guys, one is P and second is Q. P says that he has scored 1/10th more than Q. The P in an entrance exam or in an exam has scored 10% more than Q. While the Q said that he is getting 6 marks less than P. So can you find out what was the marks scored by your P and Q? So we have already discussed in the classes. I'm sure all of you can answer this question. P scored 10% more marks than Q, while the Q scored 6 marks less than P. So can you find out what are the scores of P and Q respectively? Waiting for answer. Anyone, any answer? Okay, so okay, I got one response. Palak is saying some answer P 66. Bhavya, you have mentioned 60. Can you tell me 60 is what? P or Q? Q is 60. Okay. What about others? Palak 60. Bhavya is saying Q is 60. Palak is saying P is 66. See, I also wanted to be fast, but I want response from all of you. Then only I can move ahead. Okay, if I'm saying P is 1/10th more than Q, listen to this now. Q must be less. If P is more than Q, Q must be less. How much less? 1/11. 1/11 of P, it is less. 1/11 of P is equal to 6 marks. P comes out to be 66. Or I would also say that P has scored 1/10th of Q more than P, which is equal to 6. So Q will automatically come out to be 60. So anyhow, you can get this answer in seconds. P has got, understand this, 1/10th more than Q, which is equal to 6. Why? Because if Q is scoring 6 less than P, P must be also scoring 6 more than Q. So that is the reason why you could say 1/10th of Q is equal to 6, where Q comes out to be 60. And P is, of course, 6 more than Q. So the answer will come out to be 66. Moreover, you could also think that Q is 1/11. If P is more, Q has to be 1/11 less than P. Understand that it is 1/11th of the P, it is less, which is equal to 6. So P must be coming out to be 66. That's your answer. So Palak is correct. Bhavya is also right. And I expected other people to also answer it. I'm sure now you can find out the answer of other. Say X and Y are two men. X has scored 25% less than Y. X scored 25% less than Y, while Y has scored 50 marks more than X. This is 50 marks more than X. So can you tell me what are the score of X and Y? Hello, please put your system on silent mode. Utsav,
Yes, sir.
Already put it on this mode. So anyone who would like to answer is please type down. There's an option you can chat with me personally. Who is this? Redmi. I have got Ayushi, Palak, Nidhi, Manvi, Divyanshu, Bhavya, Anushka, Utsav. Shivam Yadav is also there. Finally, the quorum is there. Nidhi is the first who answered it. She's saying X is 75 and Y is 125. So simple. I don't know why you people are taking so long to answer these questions. Others also please answer, because this is a common problem that people are saying that it is going slow. But I hope you can understand, until you don't answer, there is no sense of moving ahead. I have also compiled all CAT questions. We are also going to talk about them, but we need to do the basic thing first. Except Nidhi, no one has answered. Fast, please. Bhavya has got answer. Manvi has got some answer. Manvi is saying X is 150. Bhavya is saying Y is 125. Utsav, my dear, the question is very simple. X has scored 25% less than Y, while Y has scored 50 marks more than X. I want you to answer what is the values of X and Y. Nushka is saying X is 150, Y is 200. Okay. Okay, can I say X is scoring 1/4 of Y less than X is scoring 1/4 of Y less than Y, which is equal to 50 marks. Y will come out to be 200. So X must be 150 because it is 50 marks less than that. So your answer is Y is 200 and X is 150. That's your answer. So most of you got it correct. Anushka, you got it correct. Nidhi, Mittal also got it correct. Utsav is also getting it right. No, Utsav, you got 125. Sorry, dear. Bhavya 125. I don't know why you people have got 125. X is 150. This is what Manvi said. That was also correct. Okay, what about others? I don't know why you are. Is it clear? If the question is clear, you please type yes, because then only I can move ahead. I'm getting only 2-3 people getting answer. Whatever the answers are there, but only 2-3 people are responding. So if you got this answer, please type yes and do it urgent. Ayushi, you are saying that the question was not clear. My dear, the question says that X scored 25% less than Y, while Y has scored 50 marks more than X. So you are saying that X has scored 1/4 of Y less, which is equal to 50 marks. Y comes out to be 200. X is 50 marks less than Y because Y is 50 marks more than X. That's why X will be 50 marks less than. If I have 50, if I score 50 marks more than you must have scored 50 marks less than me. Bhavya, yes. Palak, yes. Anushka, yes. I don't know where are other people, they are listening or not. Utsav, finally Priya also answered. Divyanshu, yes. Okay, let's move ahead. Now my question is very simple. The first concept that I want to tell you, let's repeat it. There are two things. If one is more, second has to be less. Everyone knows about it. Say, for example, it is 30%, Y is 30% more than X. I'll say 30% is 3 by 10th more than X. If Y is more than X, X has to be less than Y. Numerator never changes. Numerator needs to be same. Because it is less, X is less than Y. Listen to this very, very carefully. I'll say it is less, denominator should increase. 10 plus 3 is 13. So X comes out to be 3 by 13 less than Y. Fine. Now take another case. Say Q and P are two values. The P tells Q that I got my salary is 200% of your salary. Listen to this very carefully. P's salary is 200% of the salary of Q. So I'll say the P salary is twice of Q. So P has got 100% more salary than Q. Because his salary is double, twice. तो जितनी Q की salary है उतनी ही P की salary ज़्यादा है. In fraction it is 1 by 1. So Q must have lesser salary. Numerator is always same. The denominator must be adding. So I'll say Q must have got half less than P. Half of P is equal to how much? Say that is 50%. So Q must have got 50% less than Q must have got 50% less than P because Q has got 50% of what P has. तो अगर ये 50% होगा तो बाकी ये 50% ही कम होगा. I'm sure now it is clear. So the thing that you need to understand, if you remember, I have already discussed it in the classes, in earlier classes. If one is more, second needs to be less. If one is less, second needs to be more. This is first concept. The second concept is, okay, Manvi is saying that please explain it again. Manvi, there are two men, Q and P. One day P told Q that my salary is 200% of your salary. 100% is a number itself. A laptop is 100% of itself. Anything is 100% of itself. If you cut something, if you deduct something, then only it will reduce. If you add something, it will become more than 100%. So here, the P says, I have got the salary which is twice of Q, or I can say it is 200% of Q, because 100% is 1 times, 200% is 2 times. So I'll say it is 100% more. I'll subtract 100% from it. That gives me 100% more. It is twice. तो जितना Q है उतनी ही सैलरी इसकी ज्यादा है. You understand that word ज्यादा, more. So it is 100% more. 100% is 1 by 1. So Q must be less. If P is more than Q, Q must be less than P. The numerator always remains same. As it is less, I need to increase the denominator. उल्टा होता है, जब कोई नंबर घटता है उसका डिनोमिनेटर बढ़ता है जी. जो हाफ हो गया तो Q is 50% less than P, so it will become 50% of P. Is it clear, Manvi, now? Okay, fine. So let's move to the next one. So the other formula that I have told you is, say price into quantity is constant. I'm say my monthly expenses on petrol prices, say 10,000 rupees. Say 50 rupees is the price of petrol per liter. होता था कभी, मान लेते हैं 50 रुपए लीटर का मैं तेल खरीदता था और हर महीने में 200 लीटर तेल मेरी गाड़ी पी जाती थी. ठीक है? And that is how I spent 10,000 rupees. Suddenly, because of this Iran and US war, the prices of oil, भगवान ना करे ऐसा हो, goes up to 100 liters per 100 rupee per liter. But my salary hasn't increased, so I'm getting same 10,000 rupees. I'm spending same 10,000 rupees over the petrol. So If the price doubles, by what number should I multiply 100 to get 10,000? I'll say 100 liter आपको use करना पड़ेगा sir. कभी आपको पैदल भी जाना पड़ेगा, साइकिल भी use करना पड़ेगा. But because your expenses are fixed, which is 10,000, your price increase, your quantity will decrease. So look at this part now. 50 has become 100. I'll say this increases by 100%. How much it increases? It increases by 100%. जितना है 50 का डबल हो गया है, 100 रुपए हो गया, तो 100% बढ़ गया है. तो क्वांटिटी जो है वो 100 कम हो गई है. 200 से पहले 200 लीटर लेता था, अभी 100 लीटर कम लगेगा. सो आई विल से द क्वांटिटी विल ड्रॉप बाय हाफ. So when the prices increase by 100%, which is 1 by 1, the quantity drops. Numerator never changes. Denominator increases. The quantity drops by 1 by 2. What is 1 by 2? It is 50%. So I'll say the consumption of oil will decrease by 50% if the product of two values is constant. So continuing with the same thing, I find speed is equal to distance upon time. Now speed into time would be equal to distance. I know the product of two values constant. Say from here I am going to Chandigarh, and the distance between Delhi and Chandigarh is 250 kilometers. Say my speed was earlier 25 kilometer per hour. So of course it is going to take me 10 hours. Say my speed reduces to 20 kilometer per hour. How many hours am I going to take? So I'll say that I'm going to take 12.5 hours to travel 250 kilometer because the distance is constant. So the product of two values constant. If one increases, second decreases. If one decreases, second increases. So I'll say the speed reduces by 5 from 25. You need to understand the base. 5 घटा है, लेकिन किससे घटा है? 5 घटा है पिछली वैल्यू से. So I am saying from 25 it changes to 20. It drops by 5 from 25. So I'll say the speed reduces by 1 by 5. So the time will increase. Time will increase by 2.5 from 10, which is 1 by 4. If you don't even understand these values, I am saying speed into time is constant. If my speed reduces by 1/5, I'll say the time increases. Understand, the numerator never changes. As it is increasing, your denominator should decrease. What is 5 minus 1? 4. So I'll say the time will increase by 1/4. What is 1/4? It is 25%. The time should increase by 25%. If the speed reduces by 20%, time should increase by 25% if the product is constant, which is distance is constant in this case. Is it clear? Please analyze it. Any doubt you could ask me. Anything you wish to ask. Please go through it. Ask if there is any query. Sir, I didn't get that if we are using 50. 50. Ma'am, I'm saying the price of the petrol is 50 rupees per liter, and my monthly expenditure on petrol is 10,000 rupees. So I'll say that my consumption cannot, my money spent over the petrol cannot change. So I was purchasing 200 liter of oil every month. Now suddenly the price of oil goes up to 100 rupees. So 100 liter of oil can be purchased. The purpose of telling you is, if price into quantity is constant and you are saying that this increase by 100%, what happens to the consumption? I'll say the consumption will drop. 100% is 1 by 1. The consumption should drop by, if the product of two values constant. If one increases, second decreases. So I'll say increase the denominator. So I'll say the quantity should drop by 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 is 50%. I have just given you one example, Nidhi, where I'm saying had the prices of petrol been 50 rupee per liter, and I'm spending 10,000 rupees over petrol every month. So I was telling you, I have just given you one example where I was able to purchase 200 liters of oil. But if I'm carrying the same money, I'm spending the same money, 10,000 this time again, and the price of petrol because of the war has gone up to 100 rupees per liter, my quantity will be only 100 liters. So here I want to tell what is the change in price and quantity. So if the product of two values is constant, if one increases, second decreases. The same formula that we have discussed earlier. Please ask if there are any queries. If it is clear, please say yes. Oh, thank. Almost everyone has got it. Okay. Now the question is, Nidhi has said why it is 100% increase. The initial price was 50 rupees. The later price is 100 rupees. How much it has increased? 50 rupees. किससे बढ़ा ये 50 रुपए? 50 रुपए से. 50 by 50 is 1 by 1 in 100 in percentage multiplied by 100. I will say it is 100%. Ayushi, you can unmute if you really want to discuss. You can discuss also if you are not comfortable in writing it. It is absolutely fine. I'm ready to hear. You can do that. If you are comfortable in asking through audio mode, I don't have any issue. Fine. So can we move on to the next one? Ma'am, it will be, I will not recommend everyone to speak. Reason is it will be really a chaos. So if you are not comfortable in asking by typing it, you can, use your speaker, but I will not recommend everyone. That is my recommendation. If you want to use it, it's absolutely fine. Okay, so I'm sure that you have got it. Let's move on to the next one. Otherwise, we'll be wasting our time. So my question is that I'm going to from Delhi to some city Q. I don't know where is it, and my speed suddenly increases by say 14.28%. I increase my speed by 14.8%. And speed into time, everyone knows is distance. The distance is constant, because of which the time to reduces to 10 hours. And the distance between D and city Q is say 1600 kilometers. Can you find out the initial speed and later on speed? Initial and increased speed, if you can tell me. Understand the question? I'm going to a city from D to Q, which is 1600 kilometer far. My speed increases by 14.28, which I'm sure everyone knows is 1 by 7, due to which I take 10 hours less. So find out my initial and later on speed. Or you can tell me your initial speed only. Just tell me initial speed. Okay, I got answer that is 20 kilometer per hour. Utsav 20, Anushka 20, Divyanshu 20, Palak 20, Ayushi 20, Bhavya 20, Priya 20, Nidhi is also 20. Okay, so I'm sure that everyone has got it. So let's move on the next one. Speed into time is equal to what is given here is 1600 kilometer. Speed increases by 1/7. The time is supposed to decrease by 1/8. Everyone knows numerator never changes, denominator increases. So 1/8 of time is equal to how much? 10 hours. The time is going to take 80 hours. So this is the initial time taken was 80 hours for 1600 kilometer. What is the speed? The speed will come out to be 1600 by 80, which comes out to be 20 kilometer per hour. So I'm sure everyone is comfortable with it now. Let's move on to the next one. I'm sure everyone has done by this way. So I'm moving to the next one. The third important concept that you need to understand is successive percentage change. Understand this. In successive percentage change, if a value increases by A% first and then B%, the effective change is A plus B plus AB upon 100%. This is the effective percentage change. This much percentage change the value has occurred. I could also write it as a P plus Q. So that gives me P plus Q plus PQ by 1. Don't divide by 100 as it is a percentage divided by 1. So this is in fraction. Understand P and Q are fractions. So this value will be also in fraction. To convert this in percentage, don't do anything. Just multiply this value by 100. And the value will convert to the percentage. This is the basic difference. Fine. So I'm sure that everyone is clear about this. Let's take one example. Say that a man was getting a salary of, or a man was getting, 8 years back a salary of 30,000 rupees, and every year his salary increases by say 10%. I wanted to find out what is the salary of this man today. Now, 8 years back, he got this salary. So say this is X year, and I want to find out X plus 8 year, what would be the salary? And this is supposed to be the present year. So I'll say in 2 years, the man's salary will increase by 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100 because it is a successive percentage change. So that gives you 21%. In 4 years, this become 21 plus 21 plus 21 into 21 by 100. That is 42 plus 4.41. I'm sure to everyone understand 21 square is 441. So that is 46.41. I want to find out the salary, how much would be the increment in 8 years. So you can understand there is no formula directly for 8 years. But what you do is, if you find it for 2 years, you can continue it for the 4 years. And then you find it for the 8 years. So 8 year, it is 46.41 plus 46.41 plus 46 into 46 by 100. I have ignored 0.41 because that is negligible. So I'll say it is 92.82 plus 46 square is 4 less 4 square is 4 square is 16. Subtract 4, 42 upon 100 is upon 2 is 21. Upon 100 is this much. So that gives you 93 plus 21. 94 plus 20 is 114% increment. So a man who was getting 30,000 rupees salary 8 years back has got an increment 114%. So I'll multiply it by 13. So 34,200 will be the increment in the salary. This is not the final salary. The final salary of this man has become 30,000 plus increment of 34,200. That gives me 64,200 is the salary of this man currently. This is how you could solve it. So you should be knowing a formula for successive percentage change. Whenever a value increases by A% and then by B%, the effective change is A plus B plus AB by 100. So I'm sure that it is clear to all of you. I cannot apply it for 3 years successively or 4 years. I just find it out for 2 years and then I combine it and get it finally for the 2 more years. So if you find it for 4 years, you can also combine it for the next 4 years and you will get your answer as a 64,200 will be the total salary, because 34,200 is the growth. If it is clear, please say yes. Manvi is asking, can you explain the last part? Manvi ji, we have already find out in 8 years it is 114% growth. Growth means increment. So if someone was getting 30,000 rupees salary, he will get 114% increment. So what I will do is 30,000. It is given that the 30,000 salary is increased by 114%. So what I do, I cancel out these things and then multiply it. 34,200 is increment, growth. The effective salary will be, you add 30,000 to this, that will be the salary. This is only the growth, this is increment, ये बढ़ोतरी है. So 30,000 में मिलाऊंगा तो effective salary आ जाएगी. Now in this case, say rather than increase, if it is a decrease, say a man has got 30% increment and later on the man is told that your salary next year is reduced by 20%. I want to find out what is the effective growth in the salary in 2 years. So you will apply the same formula. The only change here is whenever there is a decrease, whenever there is a value which is decreasing, you need to attach a minus sign before it. So that gives you 10